Okay.
Okay, my name is Lau. What is yours?
Yeah.
What is yours? What is your name?
Speak up.
What is your name?
Alan Saunders.
How old were you when the World War II started?
2 years old.
Were you evacuated? Explain more.
Well, I wasn't evacuated as such, but my family, that was my father and mother and myself, moved from Folkestone up to Coventry
Okay.
because he had to go and work up there.
What were the main differences between now and then?
The main differences between now and then, from my point of view, because I was greedy, I was always hungry, because food was rationed and everything. And when my mum died, she said the one thing I should remember, even when I'm in heaven, she said, is you shouting out, "Mum, I'm hungry."
What games did you like playing in World War II?
Well, we used to play piggyback fights. That's, you get one boy on the back of another boy, and then another boy on the, and then they sort of pull each other off and things like that, right? You know.
Tell me about school in that era.
School I thought was marvellous, like, you know, because there were only 3 classes and 3 teachers.
Yeah.
And 2 of them were in the same room, and we just used to, I think my main problem at school was finding enough coal so that our fire was warmer than the others, like, you know, because we had coal fires in the schoolroom, like, you know.
Tell me about your parents, their names and their jobs.
Well, my parents, my dad was called Jim Saunders, Mum was called Ivy Saunders. Dad fought in the First World War and he got blinded in the left eye. That's why he didn't fight in the Second World War. Otherwise he'd have been called up for that, like, you know.
Yeah. And your mum? What did she do as a job? Your mum?
Well, in them days, Mum did Mum. I mean, later on, after I joined the Navy, she used to do a bit of cleaning and stuff, like, you know.
How did it feel when the war ended? How did it feel when the war ended?
Marvellous. I got a silver threepenny bit. We had a party down in the village, down in the square, and there was an old man lived in the village. We used to call him Scorpy Scalsey. And in them days, the threepenny bits were little silver ones. And he came round and he gave every child a silver threepenny bit.
Cool. When and why did you join the Navy?
Well, I joined the Navy straight from school when I was 15.
Yeah.
And the main reason, because I wanted to see the world. And it was a cheap way of doing it. Very cheap.
Have you got any good bomb stories?
Well, I used to watch the bombs dropping on Coventry from the hill at the back of our house. But that was about 5 or 6 miles away, like, you know. But the only other bomb stories, when I was in the Navy, I used to defuse and look after old bombs and things. And I had to make a mine that washed up on Felixstowe Beach up the road here. I had to go and blow that up. That was about 1959, I think. And then there was a bomb in Grand Harbour in Malta, but that had split open and all the explosive had washed out, so that was a good one.
What did you do after the Navy?
Well, first of all, I went to Coventry and I was making cars, the old standard Triumph cars, the Heralds and all them. But then they closed it down and it all went up to Liverpool. So I went driving diggers then.
What are you doing now?
As little as I can most of the time. But no, just my God, I'm retired now. I'm 78 now. I'm retired. I just do my allotment and everything, you know. Grow flowers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which era do you prefer? World War II or now?
Eh?
Which era do you prefer? World War II or now?
Oh, now is a lot better. Oh, yeah. You got food, you got clothing, you got warm houses, you got bathrooms, toilets. I mean, it's like a completely different world now, you know. I mean, in them days you were lucky to get... I mean, the only new pair of boots I ever got was when my Uncle John, who visited us during the war, he brought me a new pair of boots. And I was the only one in the school with a new pair of boots. Oh. The shoes, what were them? Nobody had shoes. You're lucky to have socks half the time. Oh, dear.
Can you tell me a few more good bomb stories or a few good stories, war stories?
What, about
Just
the war?
war stories, yeah.
War.
What happened to you?
Well, I mean, I suppose the biggest single thing that affected where I lived was just towards the end of the war, before they went back across the channel to fight the Germans. A big American battalion came over, and it was billeted just near where I lived, down at Stoneleigh at the Royal Showground. And they were all soldiers who were going to go over and fight in France, American ones. And we had a great time with them, because when they used to come up the village, they knew that we were rationed and everything, and they knew us kids never used to get much sweets or anything like that, whereas they used to get everything. So they used to bring it up and give it to us, and we used to have a love it, you know. Yeah. It was all right. I mean, I was far enough out in the country where the war didn't really affect us. I mean, we had things like the milkman. He had a horse and cart because petrol was rationed. Mr. Barr, who used to bring the paraffin round, he had a horse and cart. And there's quite a few things like that, you know, where we only had one bus a week to my village, one bus a week, yeah. On a Saturday, one in and one out. Yeah. But we never really noticed it that much, you know. Because we had our own little lives, getting on with it. Oh, there was an American bomber crash landed about half a mile away, and we went and got all the bits off that. You know, we got pieces of it, but I don't know, it all disappeared in the end. Yeah. But it was great. A lot of it was fun, like, you know, but it wasn't very funny for the ones that were in it, you know. We see the big searchlights going up across the sky and everything, you know.
Thank you for telling us all about. Thank you for answering all these questions and more.
Yeah.
And I hope we can hear from you soon.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to tell you about the Navy. No, I won't tell you because it's horrible. No, you think you got it hard done by at school. You know, when I joined the Navy, do you know if you'd done anything wrong, you used to get number 9s.
What's number 9s?
And you used to have to run round the parade ground holding a 303 rifle above your head like that. And if your arm started sagging, it'd make you go round again. Oh, it was terrible. In the wind, you used to go to bed at 9 o'clock, and there was a mast outside on the playground, 150 foot high, with all the ropes on it and all that. And if you were talking after lights out, you used to have to go over there barefooted, winter or summer, in bare feet. Oh, terrible, yeah, oh. We used to think it was great fun, though.
Shade the camera so much as well.
So, right now you said you have a lot.
Well, that is me on my stilts. And when I retired, I decided I'd always wanted to have a go on stilts. And I thought I'd get some stilts, and what I'll do is I'll learn to walk on them, and I'll be the oldest stilt walker in the world. And I carried on walking till I was 76, and then somebody stole me stilts. So I had to pack up. But 76 wasn't too bad, was it?
And
Yes,
this?
some onions. They grow.
And there's you with your
Sweet corn.
sweet corn.